I hope you are following all the sums. And there was a query in one of my this one that you are supposed to maintain the same notebook for classwork as well as homework. Do the homework sums after the class. After you have copied the classwork sums, write homework and then do the homework sums, whichever I have listed you at the end of the video. Now let's go to the remaining part of the Roman letters in exercise 2.7. Fourth question. Find 26.3 divided by 1000. In the last class we saw how to divide a number by 10 and 100. Here you are going to see how to divide a number by 1000. So 26.3 divided by 1000. Now after the how many zeros are there? 3 zeros. But here you have got before the point only 2 numbers. So you are supposed to move, during division you are supposed to move 3 places towards left. So now when I don't have any numbers for 3 numbers, so what I am supposed to do is, I am supposed to write it as 0, 2, 6, 3.0. So it is 0.0263. 3 zeros I will make. So I will take the first 2 zeros and use it for these 2 numbers. Now I have one more 0, so I have to add 1 0 to the front and my answer becomes 0.0263. Then fourth question, 128.9 divided by 1000. So 128.9 divided by 1000. Here 3 zeros. Now I have to move 3 places towards my left. So a point moves 3 places towards the left. So 1, 2, 3. So my point goes before 1. So my answer becomes 0.1289. Clear? Okay. Now fifth question. So from here you have certain rules to be followed. So I'll explain how to do the sum. Now the question is given as 7 divided by 3.5. Remember always, you cannot divide a number by a decimal number. I am repeating it again. You cannot divide a number by a decimal number. So to make the decimal number, I should not have a decimal number in the denominator. So I have to change it to a whole number. So how am I to do that? It is 7 by 3.5. Now 7 is a whole number, but 3.5 is a decimal number. As I said, you cannot divide a number by a decimal number. Now I have to eliminate the decimal point. So only one of my choices that I have to remove the decimal point. So to remove the decimal point, I have to multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. Now after the point, how many places I have got? I have got 1. So how many? What is the number I have to multiply? It is 10. So 10 by 10. Now my answer becomes 7 into 10, 70, and 3.5 into 10 becomes 35. Now it is possible for us to divide. Now 70 by 35, 35 2s are 70. So my answer will be 2. Next, third question, 3.25 by 0.5. As I said, you cannot divide a number by a decimal number. Again, I have got a decimal number in the denominator. So you have to see how many numbers are after the point. How many numbers are there after the point? 1 number. So I have to remove the decimal point. I should have only 1 0. So I will multiply the numerator and denominator by 10. So when I multiply 3.25 into 10, when I multiply, where does the point go? It goes towards my right. So one place towards my right, and the numerator becomes 32.5 by, the point goes after 5 and it becomes 5. Now how many times? 32.5 divided by 5. How many times? 6 times. So 30. I bring down 2. I have to bring down 5. But I have a point in between 2 and 5. So that purpose I am keeping a point on the quotient and bringing 5 down. Now how many times? 5 times. So 25. It becomes 0. And my answer becomes 6.5. Fifth sum. 0.5 divided by 0.5. 0.25. Now, both the numbers, the numerator and denominator, are decimal numbers. We are not bothered whether the numerator is a decimal number or a whole number because you can divide. But in denominator, you should not have a decimal number by which you cannot divide. Now, after the point, you have to see how many numbers are there and then multiply by either 10, 100 or 1000 to make the denominator as a whole number. Now, 0.25. How many numbers are there after the point? 2 numbers are there. So, if you multiply by 100, you can remove the decimal point. So, now into 100 by 100. So, 0.5 when multiplied by 100, what happens? For 1 0, the point gets removed. So, you get 5. But I have an extra 0 which I have to add it at the back of the number, and this becomes 50. 0.25 into 100. So, these two zeros are there, two numbers. Always when multiplication by 10, 100 or 1000, the point goes towards the right. So, depending upon the 0. Now, two zeros, it goes two places towards the right. So, 0.25, the point goes two places, means you will get a whole number of 25. Now, 50 by 25 is nothing but 3. Clear? Now, 76.5 divided by 0.15 is my question. Now again I have a decimal number, I cannot multiply, I have to make it into a whole number. So see how many numbers are there after the decimal point? 2 places. So I have to multiply by 100. Now again, the numerator, I have got only one number after the point, but I have got two zeros. So 1 0, I will use it for removing the point. So when I use it, I get 765, and I have an extra 0 which has become, that is nothing but 76.5 into 100. You will use 1 0, it becomes 765, and 1 0 extra is into 10. So the answer becomes 7650. Now 0.15 into 100, the point moves towards the right and you get an answer of 50. So both are whole numbers. I hope all of you are very clear with the division and you can divide it. So the answer is 510. You can divide the number in the rough column and see whether you're getting this answer. Next, ninth question. 2.73 divided by 1.3. So, write it in the vertical form, 2.73 by 1.3. Now again a decimal number, I have to multiply. Tell me now what is the number I have to multiply? You have got one number after the point. So the number is, yes, 10. So, 10, one place is towards the right, the number becomes 27.3 in the numerator, and in the denominator it becomes 13. So now how to divide this? 27.3, 13. How many times? 2 times. So 26, 1, I cannot divide it further. 1, it's not possible, so I have to bring down 3, but I have a point. So I have to keep the point in the portion and bring 3 down. So 1 time, so 13, 0. So it is 2.1. Okay. A statement question. A vehicle covers a distance of 43.2 kilometers in 2.4 liters of petrol. How much distance will it cover in 1 liter of petrol? So, a vehicle covers a distance of 43.2 kilometers and 2.4 liters of petrol. So, for 2.4 liters of petrol, the vehicle is traveling at a distance of 43.2 kilometers. So, for 1 liter of petrol, what will be the distance covered by the vehicle? They are asking. So, you have to write the statement. For 2.4 liters, it is not 24, 2.4 liters of petrol. Distance covered is how much? 43.2 kilometer. For 1 liter of petrol, the distance covered, what we have to do? Finding out 1, you have to divide. So 43.2 kilometers by 2.4. Again is a decimal number. So 43.2 divided by 2.4 is to be multiplied by 10. So So the number becomes 432 by 24. So normal, both the things have become a whole number. So you can divide and see. You will get 18 kilometers. So 1 liter of petrol, the vehicle is traveling for 18 kilometers. That's all, children. And your chapter fractions and decimals, with this sum it gets over. I have covered one full chapter, and so I hope all of you are thorough and you're doing the classworks properly and doing all the homeworks. So if you are not thorough, you can ask questions in the comment box, which I will let you know and clear your doubts. And homework for this exercise 2.7, fourth question, first one, third one. Fifth question, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. So chapter 2 is completed. I hope you are all following it and are all clear with the sums, because everything you have learnt only in the 6th standard, the same, just recap. So next we will start with integers in the next week. Thank you, children.